On my first trip, actually, no, it wasn't. It was my second trip to Afghanistan with the unit that Dale and I were in. We had just got back that morning from a mission. We debriefed and cleaned our shit, got some sleep, and then we woke up, and I was actually on the roof of our hooch. We had lawn chairs up there. We were up there just getting some sun, shooting the shit. It's me, another guy that I was working with, and there were 3 guys from Task Force Blue, which TF Blue is DEVGRU SEAL Team 6 guys, in case I don't know who that is. Just up there shooting the shit. And the guys in blue ended up leaving, so I was up there with my buddy. And about 10 minutes later, I hear our boss yelling for us. And I could tell by the sound of his voice something was wrong. We're like, hey, we're up here, sir. He's like, get your ass down here right now. So we get down, and we're like, what's up? And he's like, look, a Predator, a UAV Predator just crashed. I'm not going to say where it crashed. We need guys right now to go in and secure the crash site and recover all of the sensitive items and all the electronics. And where we were based, we were very close. Actually, it was a 20-minute flight. So anyway, here's the challenge. He says, you cannot take any Afghan commandos.
Okay.
Because they were foreign nationals and they didn't want them around the crash, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So the buddy I was working with, I go find those guys from Blue, get their asses over here. And then I went over, we were commingled with a group from 3rd Group. They were not in our compound, but outside of it. So it just so happened they had just got back from talking to a source, and they were just sitting around debriefing. And I basically walked in, I'm like, guys, I hate to interrupt, but this is what just happened. In a heartbeat, they had their shit on. And I said, we need a bird. All the stars lined up. A Black Hawk had just dropped off a bunch of supplies at the HLZ. I said, you guys need to go secure the bird. Our boss was actually ahead of the power curve. He was already up there commandeering the bird. So long story short, we grabbed our shit and we were on the bird literally in about 10 minutes from the time that we were told. As we were flying in, what had happened was there was 2 UAVs. One was flying over a target and it was running out of fuel, and another one was flying in for overhead to cover, and the one that was flying out shit the bed and crashed. So the one that was going to fly to the target, they actually rerouted it, and it was flying above the crash site.
Okay.
So they were getting real-time intel. And as we were flying there, we were told, hey, bad guys are on the way, and we knew by the time we got there, they were already going to be there. They said they're only like a mile away or something. And so we knew we were going to fly into a freaking tick. And so we actually, it crashed in a small valley, and we flew up and around so we wouldn't take any fire, and landed probably, I don't know, a quarter of a mile away. Anyway, we fought our way in, eliminated the threat, got to the crash site, and the Predator was still smoldering, basically burned down to nothing. The 2 Hellfires were still sitting there and didn't detonate. That's not good. No. So now you've got exploded ordnance. It's sensitized, right? Which I don't need to get into all that shit, but not a good situation, right?
It still has, if it hasn't blown up, there's still all the sensing equipment and navigational equipment. Yeah.
So anyway, without us skipping a beat, the 18 Charlie got right to work with his demo, started putting charges on the Hellfires. And so we started collecting all of the sensitive items. And what was so funny is our boss is like, yeah, you need to grab the blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, sir, I don't know what that is. Like, can you describe it? He's like, yeah, it's about the size of a microwave oven. And it's got some fans on it. I'm like, okay, great. So we're looking around for these things. The actual camera that's on a UAV, you know, I always thought the thing was small.
Yeah.
It ain't. Pretty damn big. It's pretty fucking heavy.
Yeah.
Okay? So anyway, we had kit bags and some contractor bags with us to put the shit in. So, but long story short, the beauty of this whole thing was we had never worked with these guys from 3rd Group, but it was seamless. Everybody was switched on. Everybody knew what they needed to do. And that's the beauty of special operations, because you train like you're going to fight. These guys didn't skip a beat. I'd never trained with them before. I'd never worked with them before. And it was a really cool mission because we recovered, there were 5 things. that we needed to recover, and recovered. We got all of them. And what was really hard is the shit was all scorched and burned amongst the wreckage. So you're like looking through this crap, and the entire fuselage just melted. It was just black crap on the ground. And so, but anyway, we recovered everything. And while we were there, 2 Apaches showed up to give us air support. But anyway, it went great. The mission was awesome. Nobody got hurt. Nobody got injured. We got rid of the threat. I think there were like 6 guys that were actually on the crash site, and they were fucked because they were down in a valley, and when we came up, we were just basically shooting down on them. They had nowhere to hide.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They were just that was over pretty
Dunzo.
quickly.